about the first rib. This is atypical rib. We have 12 pairs of ribs, out of which this is the first rib which is atypical. First and foremost thing, the examiner always asks the side of this bone. I have a bone. I don't know which side it is. Now, figure it out. It has two ends. One is flat and one is rounded. It has a rounded facet over here, and this facet will articulate with the thoracic vertebrae. So this should be the posterior end of the neck, anterior end of the rib. This is the posterior end of the rib. This is inner border and the outer border, superior surface and inferior surface. It is very much easy to recognize anterior end, posterior end, inner border and outer border. The superior surface is very tough to recognize, so for that you should look for groove, a tubercle and another groove. So two grooves are there. One is for subclavian vein and one is for subclavian artery. Between the two grooves, this point is called scalene tubercle. This point is called scalene tubercle. So if you found the grooves, this is your superior surface. So ultimately this will become the inferior surface. Most important thing for the first rib, they always ask the side of the first rib. Always. So students have a trick. Just place the first rib on the table. If both the ends are touching the table, then it is on the right side, which is left in this case. So if I just turn the rib on the right side, we can see the anterior end is touching the surface but posterior end is not touching the surface. So this is on the wrong side. So this should be on the left side like this. So this is a trick to know the side of this bone. Coming on to the features of this first rib, anterior end and the posterior end. Anterior end articulate with the sternum. It has two borders. This is the inner border and the outer border. Two surfaces, as I've already told you. It has grooves. One groove for subclavian vein, one groove for subclavian artery. In between the two, it has a bony spicule. This is called the scalene tubercle. On the scalene tubercle, we have the insertion of scalenus anterior muscle, and also the Simpson's fascia is attached on the inner border. Simpson's fascia. Coming on to the posterior end, this is head, neck, and this is the tubercle over here. Most important for the VIVA is the neck. There are four structures which are associated with the neck. If we go from medial to lateral, sympathetic chain, the first posterior intercostal vein, superior intercostal artery, and here we have the ramus of first thoracic nerve. You can memorize this by chain pulling the vein. Chain pulling the vein, VAN. So chain stands for sympathetic chain, V for posterior intercostal vein, superior intercostal artery, and thoracic nerve, ventral rami of thoracic nerve. So chain pulling the vein.